What is up, bros, bears, muscle mommies, and everything in between? As always, this is Patrick, full primal power, your mom's favorite powerlifter, top 50 powerlifter of all time, making it a very viable reason as to why y'all call me daddy in the comments section, because I definitely slept with your mom. We are about 5 weeks out from the American Pro 3, the Super Bowl of powerlifting, where we are going to make some nice history. What we got going on today is a bench day. Since we are 5 weeks out, here's how training kind of breaks down. 1 week out, we basically go to the gym and keep blood flowing. So that's not a real training. I mean, it's a training week, but we don't really tickle anything significant during the week. It's just a fluffer week. Um, for those of you who are in my younger audience, what a fluffer is basically your dad getting your mom ready for when I come home. Um, don't You can Google it if you want to understand. Because I mean, a fluffer isn't synonymous with a cuck, but your dad is both. So what we have going on today is our, I guess, I guess you could say it's our last light training day, because so we've got, after this week is done, we've got 4 weeks until the meet, about a month. 1 week out, not really significant training week. So we've got 3 training weeks left, but we're not going super heavy. We haven't even touched our openers yet. So we're at least going to go to our openers. I don't know what they are yet, but I have a feeling next week squats are going to be north of 900, possibly for more than one set. I really should ask my coach what the weekly breakdown is looking like, but also right now we're so reactive in programming because of the way that I am as a human and the way that my body responds to stimuli, and also the fact that I work in a preschool where I get a plague every week. I've been working there for 4 or 5 weeks at this point, and I've gotten sick 4 or 5 times. Like, I can track it with my resting heart rate, because the sun is at the perfect point in line with the stoplights right now. I don't like it. Um, I can track my illnesses and my biological response to the stimuli of viruses and I guess you could say bacterial infections, and my immune system response to those by my resting heart rate and my HRV. Right now, it was going down, and then suddenly I had a student who was throwing temper tantrums and uh, throwing chairs and everything because he didn't feel good, but mom sent him to school anyways. So he was sick. I don't know if he called out today or not, but all my coworkers are like, yeah, he's probably going to come in the rest of the week, or he calls out tomorrow and Friday. I mean, today's Thursday. We're a day behind in the week. Suddenly he's going to get sick over the weekend and miraculously be better by Monday, because the parents have to send notes with the students that I work with, because I'm in the intensive behavioral and is it genetic? Uh, Chromosomal? Uh, we got kids with Downs. Oh, I forgot that the microphone was on my visor. So I don't know how poor or how good the volume on this little introductory clip is going to be. I'm sorry, guys. Am I going to have to listen to this before I... Boys and girls, nobody's perfect. I got to work it again and again to get it right. Hannah Montana, before your time. Because I'm really old. My students today thought I was 82, but they're also kindergartners. I'm a substitute teacher, and all the openings have been in as paraprofessionals with intensive care needs, special needs kids. But sometimes I get, oh, by the way, it's kindergarten. I'm like, cool, cool. Normal kids, they're not normal. They're not normal. They're not normal. We had to tell the kids, If your insides are now outsides, that is a reason to go to the nurse. Otherwise, you don't need to go to the nurse for everything. Yeah. And then a student proceeded to try to go to the nurse 5 times in under an hour. Anyways, what we have on the training docket today, it's kind of weird. It's like a deload week without being a deload week, because we also have a lot of inflammation in our system, even though we've been flushing it out, because the way that I'm approaching getting the plague every week, I've got sunglasses. What am I doing? Ugh. Those are reading glasses. What am I doing? I don't have my sunglasses anymore. Stupid. I naturally take zinc and magnesium every day, so I'm already boosted immune system, which, I mean, your CNS is directly connected to your immune system, because when your CNS gets bopped, that's the word that I'm going to use, because we're too early in the video for me to actually use the words that I want to use. When your CNS is bopped, when you feel like been hit across the face with a wet pool noodle, your immune system becomes compromised. So take zinc to make sure that your immune system is always good, which will support your CNS. I also I ran out of collagen, and I started taking that again last night, as well as turmeric curcumin, because who knew? If you've ever gone to GNC or Vitamin Shop and been like, I'm going to get some turmeric curcumin, might as well take out like a mortgage, because that stuff, I hate censoring myself like that. That stuff, turmeric curcumin, is like $80. It's atrocious. I went to Costco directly after work yesterday, and I got the same amount of turmeric for $20. And then I also got the super expensive collagen that Vitamin Shop and GNC has for also $19.99, $20. So I'm super happy that I went to Costco and I looked for those things. The only thing I'm missing off my docket is copper. But what we got training today, if you haven't noticed, I struggle to stay on topic, because I'm a special boy. My mom told me that I was special, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And then she fumbled and went, "Your type O blood type." I just donated blood this weekend. I'm type A positive, so I think she meant something else when she said I was special. Yep. But we've got 515, 1x2, and then we've got 495, 1x3, and then we're on to accessories. And accessories right now, we're looking more for, it's like RPE 7 across the board. And the incline shoulder press, I'm going extra sandbaggy with right now, because my shoulders are super inflamed. So RPE 7 is more weight than I can get up to my shoulders than I'm able to actually do at an RPE 7. So we're going to be doing what's it? It's supposed to be 3x10. So we're going to do a 1x30 with I think we did the 90s last week, and that was pretty good. Brought me to about an RPE 7. So we get that hypoxic response in the muscles, get a bit of a pump, get the increased blood flow, the response like that, and we're good to go. And then cable flies, I'm going to adjust that. We're supposed to do cable fly superset with not hex push-ups, regular close grip push-ups. But the inflammation that I have in my chest, because I've got tendonitis in the tendons that are the titty tendons. Yeah, we're far enough into the video where I can actually say that. The first 7 minutes, you're not allowed to use big boy words in YouTube videos, for those of you watching. My tits, tendonitis, very painful to bench with. You'll see my bench descent go super slow today. Also, my shoulders. So I got to go to the local farming supply store and pick up something called horse liniment. It's basically biofreeze or icy hot on steroids. Because if you think about it, if a human loses in a sport because they have muscle soreness, they live to do another day. If a horse loses due to muscle soreness, it goes to the glue factory. So all the best supplements in the world were made for horses. Was that a West Side thing? I know it's definitely an old school powerlifter thing, but there's some merit to that. Horse protein. They got protein shakes for horses. Very good. I haven't had one yet, but I'm starting to think I should get some. And they come in like 10-gallon buckets, which is phenomenal. Talk about scoop ratio. I bet it tastes like dick though. But like, if you're drinking your protein for the flavor, I bet you watch porn for the story. It's nice to have, and it makes it go down a little easier. But at the end of the day, you don't need it to do what you want to do while you're there. So I'm at the gym. I'm going to go and do gym stuff. So I will see you guys with my recap, post commentary while I'm driving home and overlaid over the videos following now. Yeehaw, motherfuckers! We just had ourselves a bench day. Call me a girl in college because we did some experimentation to learn some things about ourselves. So, how did today go? We started off, I didn't video it because, I didn't feel like it. We started off with some light stretching. We stretched out both our pectoral muscles with lightweight iso, not even iso holds of, I say dumbbell flies, but I used 5-pound plates. We want to be gentle with our titties, all right, boys? Foreplay is different. Our foreplay, we're gentle with the titties. Foreplay with the ladies, you gotta destroy the pussy with your mouth hole. It's called foreplay. Get off by getting them off. And now all of you 13 and 14-year-olds who watch these videos have learned something. Kind of. So, first thing we did was iso, or a superset kind of push-up iso holds with zero acceleration push-ups. Those 4 by 20 count and 10, 30 seconds rest. Those went as expected, where nothing really spectacular happened and we didn't learn anything about ourselves. Then we started warming up. We started with the bar, and behind me we had notable author, I.D. Marie, author of the Pangea series, starting off with The Tyrant's Daughter. Good books if you like it's not quite romance, not quite action. It's I talked to her about the promotion of her book, and she keeps using words like from enemies to lovers, and I was like, spoiler alert, gee willikers. She's like, but my publisher says I should keep using that in my promotional material. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, she's a cutie, and I definitely would, given the opportunity. But we started with the bar, set at 10, easy breezy cover girl. It's the bar. Jumped up to 185, and it felt a little heavier. And I was like, okay, CNS not fully recovered from last week, but okay. It was kind of a similar story with squats this week. But squats, we at least had no idea what we were getting ourselves into with the banded squats. But it is what it is, easy breezy. Cover girl. And then we jumped to 315, and I was like, okay, now it's, usually this feels like 225, but it actually feels like 315 this time. So, not happy about it. And then we jumped up to 455. 455, the bar started to slow. Now, around this time in training is when the bar, not around this time, but a couple weeks ago, around this time, is where the bar starts to slow exponentially on the bench on the descent of the first rep and first rep only. I have no idea why this happens. I've been trying to fix it for years, thinking that it's a mental thing, and then thinking that it's a physical thing where I've got inflammation and trying to mitigate that with a lot of stretches and stuff, thinking that I dealt with it, and then it comes back and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And my experience at the Elite FTS compound was that I did not experience that with 505. I think it was 505. And I was like, oh, it's I used a F8 55-pound bench bar at that meet, and I was like, oh, it's bar whip. So bar whip is something it's probably honestly a little bit of everything. So I benched it for, I think it was 3, because I knew that I had back downs at more weight than 455 for a set of 3. And I was like, I don't want my warm-ups to have less reps than my actual weight. So I did a set of 3, and the first rep descent speed was slow. I did not like it. Also, additionally, on meet day, I take an anti-inflammatory that NFL players generally get thrown at a bunch, because the way the NFL works is you're basically in a car crash every week, and you've got to have your body recover. So they take something called Toradol, which is an NSAID that goes directly into the system. I don't have access to it every day. If I did, I would probably abuse it. So it's a good thing that I don't have access to it, because Toradol is one hell of a drug. Get it with my IV, my pre-meet IV, and intra-meet IV. So a lot of Toradol, probably around the maximum amount of Toradol that I can take in a single day. So yeah, you don't want to shut your kidneys down by taking too much Toradol. Kind of like how you can shut your kidneys down by taking too much ibuprofen or Aleve, stuff like that. So 455. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do a little bit of an experimentation. We've got a 1x3 at 525. I said earlier that it was 515, and I was incorrect. I would say that I've never been wrong my entire life, but I know you motherfuckers out there will literally go and timestamp when I said it was 515 to say, no, Daddy, you said 515. You were wrong. So I admit this one time, and one time only, that I was incorrect. But don't let any of my exes know that I ever said that, and don't let any of my students know that I ever said that. I approach my students at school the same way that Maui approached Moana in the movie, the hit Disney princess movie, Moana, where I never admit to being wrong. And I also support my other teachers by also admitting that they are never wrong. I read a book to children today. That was an experience. Anyways, so 525, set of 2. The first rep, I was like, this feels like dog shit, because it's moving so fucking slow. And then the second rep, the descent was nice and speedy. And I was like, okay, whatever. Lightning McQueen came out, and we were able to successfully complete the programmed top set for the day. I basically already know that we're going to have some nice benches next week based on this. I think what's going on is we're going to be peaking one movement at a time. Anyways, we're talking about today. The descent on the first rep I did not like, because it paused in the middle. And that was me trying to deal with the bar whip, pulling it back into the bench path, because the heavier you bench, the less leeway you have with your bench path. When you become a technical bencher, when you become a nice, strong technical bencher, you can't be a strong bencher without the technicality that is required of you to become a technical bencher. So, yeah, you can't just muscle everything up anymore. I don't like where the touch position is at this point, but I can't really stress it right now. I can't stress things right now. Because we're close enough to the meet where we don't really want to change anything. Even though my coach thinks I'm smart enough to change things, we did one change today that I was hesitant about, and that is incorporating a mouth guard or mouthpiece, whatever you want to call it, an airwave mouth guard, lifting mouth guard. I use it to squat and to deadlift right now. And I've always been hesitant to use it on bench because I fear that I'm going to unclench my jaw and I'm going to choke on it. Unrealistic. I also am hesitant to get one for sleeping, same reason. But also I'm intrigued to see how well it works. And conclusion, no conclusion. That's the conclusion. So what I sent my coach was I took the 455, the 525, and the 495 that I also did, which was better. It was better. No, it was still slow, but everything moved, and I took a 5-second pause on the last rep to kind of stretch out the chest. You know, you just got to stretch the chest out with 500. You know, everyone does it with long pauses. You know, yeah. But I took the videos of each of them, and I put it in a singular video where it's all side by side, but vertical, because I'm using CapCut to do it, which is the editing software that I used to use on my phone. I now do all my editing on my computer. When I was more consistent with my uploads, I was using my phone, but I was getting behind on that, and losing sleep. But the 455 moved faster than I'm talking first rep descent only. 455 moved faster than the 495, and which moved faster than 525. And it was like the difference in speed was exactly what you would expect between 455, 495, and 525. So the mouth guard didn't really contribute that much right now, but I'm not at a significant enough portion of my bench for me to really get a good grasp and a good handle as to whether or not it's helping. I was like, we're going to do this like girls do anal, right? Bite the pillow, we're going in raw. I was thinking maybe the mouth guard is going to allow me to bite the pillow. Meh. So when I get to around 600 and 600 plus, the pressure of the bench goes to my face, and I'm coming down and I go, and that releases a little bit of air because it's like a pressure release. That's not good. That's not good. Hopefully, having a mouth guard in my mouth will allow me to better utilize the pressure and put it back in the diaphragm where it should be. So, did the mouth guard help me today? I don't know. And I talked to my coach. He was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "So it's really up to you." I'm like, "I'll ask the tea leaves in the morning, but I don't think it was detrimental. I don't think it was detrimental. And really, at this point, if it's not detrimental, then and it's not beneficial, then it doesn't matter. But if it's not detrimental and I don't foresee it being detrimental in the future, then it's a good thing. Then it could have some sort of benefit. If I start to grind something out and it gives me something to bite down on, and that allows me to tap into something new that I haven't been able to tap into before because I have texture issues with teeth grinding, then we're onto something. Then it's a benefit. So that was good. Bench was good. We did our accessories. We used the 90s for the 3x10 that I said we're going to do for the incline dumbbell bench. Making sure that we're getting a pretty decent range of motion on those, making sure the really on accessories, we treat those like stretching under a load. So making sure that the dumbbell is touching as close to the peak of the bicep as possible. It'd be better if I didn't dip the dumbbell, like cock the dumbbell inwards. That's probably bringing a little extra tricep in, now that I think of it, or bicep. I don't know. It'd be better because I get more range of motion. So I'm kind of cheating that while also getting good practices in. Probably when we're out of peak, we'll clean that up. And then we did dumbbell incline skull crusher, and I was playing around with doing kind of like a JM press variation of these because I have a little bit of a tweak in my elbow. I don't know why I'm showing you my elbow. It's probably just extra muscular tightness that Toradol is going to fix on game day. But my elbow hurts, so I was trying to play around that while I'm getting still a good stimulus. I was using the 12s because using the 25s really stressed out the elbow last week, and I don't want to, like, when you get to a point where you're significantly strong, you learn the difference between good and bad pain, and bad and really bad pain. So this is like just under bad pain, and I don't want to make it any worse. I don't want to get like irreparable. I don't want to push it to really bad pain, you know? It's not exactly bad. It's like bad, you know you should stop when it's bad. But like you know the good pain, which is the hypoxic response, feeling the burn. The bad pain is stuff like tendonitis, where you can kind of push through it. Where I don't know if this is tendonitis in the elbow or something, but it's something that we got to push through. But I don't want to push it to the point where I know with my patellar tendonitis, it's not really going to get any worse. It's just going to suck a lot. I don't know with this elbow what it is exactly. I haven't talked to a PT about it. I don't have health insurance right now. But like I don't want to progress it to a point where it's really bad, like a bone spur or a bone split or elbow splints. You know, those would be really bad. Those would not be good. Those would not be fun. So trying to stimulate the area and stretch it out without it becoming worse. So I didn't really play around with the jam press variation in the video, but I did it. And then we were supposed to do cable flies, but cable flies don't really target the areas in my chest that have a lot of soreness, and we're treating accessories like stretching under a load. So we subbed it out for dumbbell flies, and that I'm really able to tap into the areas of the chest that have a lot of inflammation, soreness, and tendonitis going on, like the rotator cuffs and the sternal tendons, and really stretch the areas out and alleviate a lot of things. So I was getting more range of motion as I went through this, and I made sure it looks like I kind of paused a little bit at the bottom of every rep. That is me searching for the maximum range of motion that I can get while stimulating a good pain. Good pain is like the hypoxic response, feeling the burn and feeling the stretch at the bottom of a movement. A lot of times we shy away from even good pain because good pain is still uncomfortable. So getting a good stretch through the sternum, through the chest, and also through the pec minor and rotator cuff bicep area, trying to stimulate kind of like a rehab prehab protocol with that through this movement. And then we supersetted it with push-ups, which I really didn't give a fuck about, and it shows. And then we finished off with dumbbell curls, trying to make the biceps nice, big, juicy, not just to attract the girls and the boys. Sorry, women and men. You know, there's way too many pedos out there that saying, "Hey, boys and girls" is a little sketchy. Now that Diddy's been arrested, and then there's other, I mean, the USPA thing. So men and women, women and men, ladies first. You can actually use larger biceps as a leverage point with your forearms to get almost like a floor press out of your bench press. Once you get significantly large forearms and biceps, little dudes do not get this. You got to be a big dog to do it. And I haven't been to the vet in a while, but rawr, I am a big puppy dog. That's me. That's me. Anyways, I'm gonna go inside. I'm at the point. I keep saying I'm at the point in this training block, but I haven't really shown the deterioration of myself going into a meet in a long while. And I'm trying to share that with you as best I can. I haven't started the stuff that really makes me deteriorate. But we're at a point where solid foods are not the best for me to eat because it takes too long for me to digest. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to have a protein shake and some grainy breads, basically. I struggle right now to digest rice. Like, why? Why is that something that I struggle with? I'm supposed to have beef, rice, guacamole, and that's a tasty meal usually. But right now, I can't digest the rice. There's something about it that upsets my stomach. So I'm gonna do protein shake for the protein. I might put peanut butter on something for the fats, but it's not the same healthy fats that you get out of guacamole. So I don't know. I might take some coconut oil instead. Um, my nutritionist Brianni Terry knows that within the next couple weeks, I'm going to be switching over to more liquidy diet. So she'll have better adjustments for me going forwards. But that's what we're struggling with right now. And yeah, probably put some jelly on that. My landlord's got jelly, and I'm gonna steal it because they stole my jelly last time. So, anyways, I've been rambling for far too long, but I hope you guys got some. Um, I hope you guys finished your dishes and finished folding your laundry and doing your chores around your house. Because the my intention for this content is to be your conscience while you are doing those things, and you kind of just stop and look. Wow, that's a big bench press, and then go on with your thing. Or if I change the bench angle, wow, that's a tiny dick, and then you keep going doing your stuff. So hopefully I was your friend today, and I made you not feel so lonely. I know how that feels, and hope you guys had a wonderful day. Because the children have been frustrating this week. That's all I will say. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat. So Patty out.